Welcome to today's Culture Builders. This one's an article you can also get at tocculture.com or in our weekly Team Culture Toolbox, which you can subscribe to at tocculture.com or in the details of this episode. The rigidity trap, why your overabundance of rules might be holding your team back. I say rules, that could be even team standards, as I call them in my book, The Culture System. In the scorching summer of 1949, a team of 15 smokejumpers parachuted into Mann Gulch, Montana, to combat a raging wildfire. What followed was a tragedy that has fascinated organizational theorists for decades. 13 men died, not directly from the fire, but from an inability to adapt. Karl Weick, a renowned organizational psychologist, dissected the Mann Gulch disaster, and his insights offered a profound lesson for anyone leading a team. The smoke jumpers were highly trained, experienced, and had clear rules of engagement. Yet as the fire intensified and their established rules became obsolete, they struggled to make sense of the new terrifying reality. Their long list of over 40 rules became a liability. Weick's critical insight was not just about the failure to drop their tools, which has been famously talked about, but about the paralysis that can set in when faced with an overwhelming number of predefined rules. When conditions spun out of control, the sheer volume of protocols and procedures designed for normal fire situations became a burden, not a guide. Instead of instinctively reacting to a unique and deadly threat and using common sense, the smoke jumpers were, in a sense, drowning in their own rulebook. This brings me to a crucial point discussed in my book, The Culture System, The Power of a Team Manifesto. As a team, having clear, unwavering standards for your team is vital. They provide structure, define expectations, and build a strong foundation. But here's the Weickian twist. Are your team standards so long that they become a trap? In dynamic environments, whether it's a sports team, a business project, or a creative endeavor, the landscape changes. A competitor unveils a new strategy in business. A key player gets injured in sports. Market conditions shift. Okay, lots of things are always changing. This is complexity. If your team standards are a sprawling list of 10 to 40 plus rules, you risk creating confusion, a lack of clarity, and an authoritarian culture. Instead, learn from the lessons of Mann Gulch. The power lies in a few clearly articulated standards. Side note, prior to this Mann Gulch disaster, the rules were not 40 plus. They were actually only 4. There was 4 simple rules for firefighting, but they expanded that list. As a team, focus on 3 to 5 core standards that truly define your team's ethos and how you operate in the most fundamental sense. These aren't exhaustive instructions for every scenario, but rather the bedrock values and behaviors that must always hold true. For example, full effort. This isn't about specific drills, but the unwavering commitment to giving maximum effort regardless of the score or situation. Respect the game, opponent, teammates. This covers a vast array of behaviors without needing to list every single one. Talk and touch. This explicitly encourages that everyone makes the time to greet and connect with team members every time they walk into a room, on a field, or the court. These few powerful team standards provide a strong compass without creating an overly rigid map. They empower your team to make sense of new situations, allowing for improvisation and creativity within a clear, ethical, and performance framework. Let your team standards be a compass, not an anchor. Thanks for listening into today's Culture Builders. You can also subscribe to these at the tocculture.com website, as well as check out our online courses and other articles and podcasts there.